Hey guys, we're back down in the planting room. Hope everybody's doing okay with all the things that are going on in the world right now. It is kind of nice to know that eventually it'll all be a thing of the past, and before we know it, the growing season, nice weather will be here. Before that time comes though, we still have a lot of work to do, lots of plants to get started, and we have to keep the plants that we have started growing well. I don't know if you've noticed the background of this shot. I have managed to organize a lot of the stuff that was in this room. Cleaned out an old cupboard, just had a bunch of junk in it anyway, so it has now been devoted to the various trays and pots and seeds and fertilizer that go along with starting seeds indoors. I have managed to mount the lights that I had ordered on the shelf, so I do have my low-cost light garden set up. Let's go take a look at them. Okay, so I've put together 3 shelves, 2 on this one and 1 on another shelf that I had. The carts were given to me, so they didn't cost me anything. The grow lights that I'm using are the inexpensive 1 foot by 1 foot square grow lights. They come in a 2-pack on Amazon for about $40. They don't have very high output. Compensate for that by mounting 4 of them and putting reflective material along the outside. To mount them to the top, I basically just drilled through the metal and put a screw in through the clip, and they're nice and secure up top. The reflective material is just emergency blankets, again ordered off Amazon. Very inexpensive. I think I paid well under $1 for each one. They do a good job. In this setup, if you don't have them, a lot of the light is wasted out the side of the stand. So any form of reflecting material is a must for this kind of setup. All right, let's power it up and transfer the onion plants from the old setup that I had to the new one. So these panels consume about 40 watts of electricity each. So I have about 160 watts of electricity being used. LEDs are pretty efficient, so you'll probably get about maybe 140, 150 watts of light output. I'm not exactly sure. I don't have a meter to measure it. We'll see how the onions react to it. I find that if they don't quite have enough light, they'll start to slouch over a little bit, but looks like the germination rate's really good on these. Quite happy about that. Let's just give them a little bit of water and yeah, close up the cover. Now I used to water with a little indoor watering can. It used to be a huge pain, I have to refill it all the time. I've since graduated to one of these spray bottles. The problem with these is when you're watering inside, these things have a tendency of spraying absolutely everywhere. So what I've done, I found that a piece of tubing with a 5/16 inner diameter fits nice and snug on the sprayer, which then just enables me to water without making a big mess everywhere. And finally transfer our peppers in. No germination yet. I haven't seen any plants start to poke through, but hopefully with the next few days we'll start to see some plants. All right, close her up. So the other thing I did forget to mention is I do have all those lights on a timer. We have smart meters here, so our power is cheaper at night. I typically run them from about 7 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock in the morning. I find that I don't really get much more growth out of running them for longer than 12 hours, 13 hours. I have read that you can leave them on for 24 hours. I've tried that. I did not notice any spectacularly different results. I think the plants have kind of evolved over time to take advantage of both the day and the night cycles. So that's what I do. Seems to work out best for me. Last thing we have to do today is get some tomato plants started. So I'm gonna go see if I can find some seeds and get this job done. Okay, for these I'm going to use the 30 cell packs again. Again, these work really well, especially for plants that you know you're going to have to be potting up. I'm definitely going to have to be transplanting these into larger pots as they grow. So again, these are really easy to do that. Just pop the plants out and then into a bigger pot. I'm not going to be doing the full 30. I only plant 8 tomato plants every year. That's enough to do about half of one of my beds, and that's all I really want to devote to tomato plants. Like most gardeners, I have a bunch of different varieties. Trying to reduce the number of varieties, trying to find just a variety of regular tomato and cherry tomatoes that grow well in my climate and stick to those. This year, with my 8 plants, I'll probably do half cherry tomatoes, half regular tomatoes. Again, going for productivity. So get these pots filled and get planting. Alright, all done. Turns out I had a lot of varieties of seeds, so might as well use them up. I have 4 of each plant. I have the variety Ultra Girl, which is a standard tomato, supposed to be resistant to cracking. We'll see what happens. Midnight Snack, which is a purple cherry tomato. Lemon Boy, which is a yellow cherry tomato. Sweet Gold, which is another orange cherry tomato, and Pineapple, which is a yellow red beefsteak tomato. Again, I don't plan on keeping all these varieties. I'd like to get it down to just 2 or 3, one regular tomato and maybe 2 varieties of the cherry tomatoes. We'll see. This year will be a good test to see which plant has the highest productivity in my climate. All right, that's about it for now. Still waiting for the pepper plants to germinate and start growing. The onions are coming along quite well. Looks like the vast majority of them germinated. The main first leaf is about 4 inches tall, so next weekend I will be pruning them back. They should put on a couple more inches of growth, and then we'll cut them back to 3 inches and see how that works. It'll be the first time that I prune onion plants, but looks like we're gonna have lots of onion seedlings to plant out when the time comes. All right, that's about it for now, so I'll see you next time.